Okay, this is a video to talk a little bit about my latest design that I'm very happy with how it came out. This is a shelf support. It's kind of the item you'd find at a store. It's pretty simple. I designed it myself. I just thought it would come out great this way. And I created a groove right here. I don't know if you can see because this one is black. Because I want to do a fitting that's gonna go right here. It's actually a butterfly that my daughter drew and came up with, and I think this is gonna look more like a butterfly shelf support that under the shelf that's gonna look really nice. Now, what's interesting about this that I wanted to show is that normally, you know, when I've designed shelf supports before, I would just print this as one piece, right? This is the plate that my printer uses, my main printer, 256 millimeters squared, and you could print it like this. That's kind of pushing it, or you could print it like this. You could, you know, change the orientation a little bit. I will not print it like this for obvious reasons, but flat like that, it would work. The problem is that this is for a 10-inch shelf, and I wanted one for a 12-inch shelf. And my plate wouldn't do it, right? So I broke this object into 3 pieces. And that's what I think is interesting, because I had this idea about how it should work, and it came out pretty great. So this is the top piece, which I printed it diagonally like this. And then there's this other piece that I call this the diagonal piece, which I also printed diagonally like that. This would be too big for the plate, right? But if you print it diagonally, it's fine. And then there's a third piece right here. This is the side that goes on against the wall with the space for the screws. So I ended up with something like this. And then I decided to, shrink the size just to see if it would work. And it came out pretty great. I really like this printer. I actually have a bigger printer. And I tried printing it and it just couldn't handle it, because it just wasn't working with a larger printer. So I ended up using this plate, and this is what I made. This is gonna go right here. It's gonna be a little tight, as it should be, okay? And then I added a little pressure that you didn't see, but I just put a little bit of pressure, because my idea is to not use glue as much as possible. So notice how tight this is. Not too tight, but just the way I want it, so I don't have to use glue, and I'm not using any screws. And then this one is less tight, but we're done. So this is a smaller one that I could have printed it the entire piece on this plate, but then this one I couldn't. So I figured that, if I printed it in 3 separate pieces, that it would come out pretty great. And it did. And this is how they go together. Anyways, thank you for watching. I'm very pleased with how this came out. And I do have these installed. And I think I will post here. Let me just show you how it came out. And I'm very happy I didn't have to buy it. I removed that piece there just because I wanted to put it in the video, because I was missing it. I don't really need it, but then I was like, oh, I don't have what I wanted for the video. So thank you for looking.